my name is Lil. I make costumes for fun, and this summer I made a Lord Shen cosplay and brought it to the Montreal Comic Con's Masquerade Costume Contest. So today I'm going to be looking back at my performance video and talking about how I made this and little details about it.
Entry number 20. In the Journeyman division, Lord Shen. Okay, y'all, public service time. Let's take a moment to talk about something serious. Pandas.
Okay, so that was like my dad's idea for the intro. I had no idea what to do. But yeah, my dad's a big fan of wrestling, and we were in the car and he's like, oh, okay, so what are you gonna do for your performance, this and that, giving like ideas. And then at some point he just goes, oh yeah, so back when I was in mascot school.
Very funny. We had different types.
You took mascot training classes?
Yeah, for work when I was like your age. So we went to Toronto and they hired a guy and they would tell us, okay, if you're going to be the type of mascot you have to kind of exaggerate the moves and the way he acts, because like it's just, you have to do that. And they were saying if you were playing UP or, you know, like a mascot that's more like dorky and fun and whatever, he would act in a different way. The Cadbury Bunny was kind of shy and like nervous. He'd like a little kid, and he would look at people and slow.
So anyways, my dad and the English MC were like throwing around ideas or like what to do or whatever. And I had an idea that I wanted to do for like a TikTok for like a makeup transition. Anyways, let's keep watching.
They're going extinct. Come on, it's no laughing matter. And here comes the reason why.
That was just the best entrance ever. Like I have to credit my performance to that. Like the music timing, shout out to like the audio people. They hit that cue perfectly. The MC just hyped me up so much. When you're like freaking out backstage and you're just like hearing, what a great way to like start your performance. I was really happy. Okay, I didn't really know what to do with my guandao, like just sweeping whatever the crowd, just trying to look menacing. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good entrance. I had an audio cue there for so Lord Shen has like knives on his feet, and I wanted to do like a foot sweep, and it would be like, it would sound like knives, but I didn't quite hit it, but whatever. Okay, so that was my fault. I told him like, just to make sure, you're gonna be on that side of the stage to catch my thing. And then I just made eye contact with him and I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong side, whatever, and I just threw. This is what it was made for, so just threw it. It was fine, but I was not expecting to throw it. I was hoping to respectfully hand it over to someone who would take good care of it. And once again, I had to adjust my dress because off the shoulder dresses are great for moving. And it was all worth it for that moment. I was so afraid that the crowd was just not gonna do anything when I would do the reveal, and the energy that you get from like doing something cool and then every single person in that room agrees with you that that was cool. I was just, oof, when your wow moment really goes wow, it feels so good. So I was trying not to smile because I'm supposed to be a villain, but inside I was just like, yeah, I just didn't know what to do at that point. I was just walking around, whatever. Oh, and my shirt kept falling off, so I was just trying to fix it discreetly, but then after that I realized, you know what, I have like 10 seconds left on the stage. I am not spending them trying to fix it, and I had like sticky like tape, or like a bra that was like tape, made of tape or whatever, but it didn't fit me. I got the wrong size and it wouldn't stick, so I ended up just wearing a strapless bra, and I'm so glad that I was actually wearing proper coverage over there, because I definitely flashed a crowd. But those things happen. But yeah, when you're on stage, just, you know, the show must go on. I'm actually kind of sad that I worried about the way my clothing was on me. I should have just went with it from the beginning. Oh, those twirls look so good. I love a good twirlable cosplay. Oh, those twirls were so much fun. I knew the way the wings looked, like the way they would flow, and oh, I was so happy. Okay, so right there is, it really hurts to watch. People told me it looked cool from the crowd, but I just don't think it does. I like to Dio pose. Dio posing is like my thing. I do it all 3 masquerades that I've done, I finished it off with a Dio pose. I fell the first time I did it, the second time I also fell, the third time I landed it, but I then had to run off stage to throw up, so I didn't quite land it. I don't know why I just did a woo at the end, but whatever. I'm kind of cute when I'm walking off stage. Oh my god, I never noticed I dropped a feather on stage. Oh my god, there's just a feather falling. That is so cute. Oh my god.
Wow! Wow! That was entry number 28 in the journeyman division. Source Kung Fu Panda 2. Made and presented by Undertool Lil.
Wow.
No comments, that was just... Wow!
Moi, à chaque fois, ça me fait penser à
That will encapsulate that, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know about the banter after that because I was way backstage, but yay! Skadoosh indeed. So yeah, that was my entry. It was pretty cool. I think it was pretty cool. Just to go over the con and everything. So I arrived kind of late because, I don't know, I'm always late to convention. You're always getting stopped for pictures by bystanders when you have like a giant costume. Little kids think it's really cool, so when a little kid asks to take a picture with me, I will always give them my weapon. I just think it is so adorable to have a little child have a picture with like a giant weapon. Plus these things are made out of like literal trash and dollar store materials, so if it breaks, I'm expecting it to break. I would much rather it break by like a little kid having fun with it and like dropping it on the floor and for it to be like a cute funny moment rather than like me breaking it just because it was made to not last very long. So yeah, we get there and my dad's a photographer. Shout out to my dad. He was very nice, very helpful throughout the whole convention. So I'm in judging, I'm starting to explain everything. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go head to toe. That way I don't forget anything and it makes the most sense or whatever. So I'm talking about my wig, talking about everything. And then I just hear behind me, a lady go, "Sir, you can't take pictures back here." My dad was sneaking behind the curtains and trying to take pictures of me while I'm getting judging. You're about to get me disqualified. So I'm like, sorry, my dad's a goblin. And like the judges were laughing, so it was no big deal, but yeah. Judging goes pretty well. They were really impressed by my wig. This is like the first wig I ever did, and the way I did it was I just kept adding stuff until it looked kind of okay. So that's why the wig has like so many braids and like it's just braids and then swoops and then this because I had to add something here to cover up where this is like the partition. So I explained the way I did like the whole wig. It's inspired by Hanfu style hair and whatever. Like it's a very cool and like it's a very good wig. I'd say that it's like a pretty cool wig, but it's also not the best quality wig and it's like now it's just flying away everywhere. Anyways, then dress. I did not iron it. I should have ironed it. That was like the main issue with it. And I painted the trim to make the belt and to do like other pieces of it. And the judges thought like, oh, that's very inventive or whatever. And then as we get lower, what did the judges go? Like, oh, can I check your seams? And in my head, I'm like, no, please don't. But then I just go like, oh yeah, for sure. So he checks my seams and he's like, oh yeah, those are done pretty good. I'm like, oh, okay, he got one of the good ones too. Because the seams were not great everywhere. I don't really sew. Whatever I was sewing, I would keep losing, like it would stop sewing halfway through and I would have to redo it. And when you're doing like such a long skirt, redoing the whole thing, it takes so long, and some of it was just, I just hand stitched the whole thing because it was faster to do the whole thing by hand than to have to redo it by machine like 5 times. The shoes I am actually so sad because so many people didn't get to see them. They are probably one of my favorite parts of this costume. I used some old high heels that my mom had. I switched around where the belts were, and I added some of these, like I made little scales out of EVA foam, painted and glued like all of them individually. It took so long, but I just thought like that really matches Lord Shen's scaly feet, but it also kind of matches those like bas-relief kind of like sculptures that you sometimes see in like China. But yeah, those were really, they were beautiful. Only thing is, when you make shoes like yourself and you, like, I cut my feet. They hurt so much, and by the end of it, I just told, like, my dad just tied them together and attached them to his bag, and I didn't stop them. So now they're all broken, but that's fine because I'm never wearing these again. They hurt so much, but they were really cool. So for the dress, I made it all like kind of myself, just sewing with whatever. I just layered some cardboard and taped it to a mannequin, and then I just made myself a pattern, cut it out of some older bed sheets. Once that looked good, I cut it out of like newer old bed sheets, and that's how I made the dress. It was such a hard decision to decide whether I wanted a like classic Hanfu high collar or if I wanted to do an off-the-shoulder look, and I ended up going for the off-the-shoulder for like a bunch of different reasons. When you're adapting a fictional cartoon character into a human, you want to capture their silhouette and their like essence, like their vibe. So for Lord Shen, he has like a very long bird's neck, so having an off-the-shoulder look just makes your neck look longer. Peacocking, you have to like, you know, you have to be very dramatic and very, also kind of like peacocks, not to say like they're sexy, but when they open up their like their wings, it's to seduce someone. So they're very flashy, very seductive or whatever. So I'm like, that is the perfect necklace. So anyways, I watched too much TV Skyen, and now I'm analyzing the neckline of a character. But anyways, okay. So with the sleeves, I wanted to capture like Lord Shen's kind of like wings. So it's very wide in the shape, and there's some feathers on the lining the inside. Most of them fell off. This smells. Most of them fell off, but he has feathers like lining his sleeve in Kung Fu Panda, so I thought that was really cute, and I really like the way it flows. It's very bird-like. Yeah, it's really fun designing your own costume because you're getting inspired from something that is already great, but you're also trying to mix in your own personal taste, character storytelling, and also like historical elements into it. So that was probably like, designing this was so much fun. So that's what I'm doing for most of my costumes now. I don't want to, why would I do something that's already been done? If you want to see Lord Shen, go watch Kung Fu Panda 2. So yeah, from now on, I don't want to do copies of characters. I really want to do like my own like fashion version of them. So that's kind of where I'm going with my style. The Hanfu skirt was really fun to do. No, it was not fun, but the pleats were fun. Fork pleating, I didn't know it was that simple. I'm gonna make so many skirts now, but it was so comfortable, lightweight, and like I had one pocket with my phone in it. That was, if there is one advice I can give anyone, put pockets in your costumes. You will need it. It is such a hassle to not have pockets. So the pockets were great. The money piece, the wings. Everyone was super impressed by the wings. Everyone thought they looked so cool. I lost a lot of feathers because it's just hot glue in there. This is the most expensive part of the costume. Everything else I think cost like 50 bucks. The wig was like from discontinued on after Halloween. I got it for like 3 bucks. The shoes are my mom's old shoes. Like the dress, my dad thrifted an old bed sheet. I spent $250 on ostrich feathers for this. So yeah, it was so expensive and so time consuming because I had to hand bait every single feather. So it's actually a really simple mechanism. It's just poles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 poles on each side, and you just open it. So it's just poles glued to an old like half donut shape, and once again it's made out of an old bed sheet. The feathers, the feathers are so cool. They're so much fun to play around with, and I'm 5'3". I live my whole life being short. I like to be massive when I do costumes. Like, I need to be either really freaking tall or like really wide. Oh, the build book. It was my first time making a build book. I made it in like scrapbooking, and I made it while playing Root at my boyfriend's house, while playing board games with his friends, and I was just making that on the side. So yeah, let me see what I wrote in there, if there's anything I should talk about. There's just like some inspiration pics on there. Ooh, the makeup. I did like a bunch of different trials for the makeup. Some of it I tried like really dark black eyes with the red eye and then the black around it to match what Lord Shen's makeup actually looks like. And that looked evil, but it didn't look like Lord Shen. So then I tried something that was just like super ethereal, just white makeup to match his leucism. Fun fact, Shen is not albino, he has leucism. Albinism is you have no pigment. Leucism is you still retain some pigment. So that will be characterized in like the feathers still have some pigment, and his eyes are red. I'm in my basement, the dryer is, my clothes are done. Okay, so Lord Shen's eyes, the reason why they're red is not because he has albinism and no pigment in his eyes, it's because he's just that evil. Yeah, so I looked a lot at ancient Chinese makeup, and especially opera makeup looks so good, so that's why I did the red blush on around the eyes. I thought that just looks so... Little flower on the forehead is it's a Chinese fashion trend among like nobles or princesses or whatever. So there was a princess, Shu Yang, I think, is that it? I'm probably mispronouncing it, whatever. The princess fell asleep under a peach tree, and then one of the flowers fell on her forehead, and when she woke up, the flower had imprinted on her forehead. So she tried to wash it, but it would not go away. And for 3 days, she had that little flower mark on her head, and because she was the beautiful princess, the little flower on her head, everyone copied her, and they started drawing flowers on their foreheads. That was just, it's so fun when you're able to mix both like what is aesthetically pleasing with the historical influence with the source material. So I just thought that was such a cute moment for me. I really like that part, although it was very hard to draw because it had to be symmetrical. So it didn't look the best, but I'm very happy about it. I even wrote a little tutorial with all the different steps and the products that I used. For the final part of the costume is the guandao. Once again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. So yeah, I made it out of, I grabbed a bamboo pole from the dollar store, and this I think I made like 2 days before the convention, and I had a lot of trouble getting the shape right, and it was not looking sleek like a weapon. So I tried to use some model magic over it, but then it just ended up even less sleek, and I was sanding it and some of it was falling off with the sanding, and it was just not working out. So sometimes when you're making a costume, you just have to step back and be like, okay, I'm having a problem, I need to find a creative solution. So instead what I did is I carved it with different things using a Dremel, and it ended up looking really cool. So I was able to add in some like cute little Easter eggs in there. So over here is my name in Chinese. I did some like fire here and like some swirls. I wrote war, Shen, and fire in Chinese. You guys know what's really good about Chinese calligraphy is that it's really easy to do when you don't speak or write Chinese, and also you're doing it with a power tool. So yeah, don't diss my Chinese calligraphy. I just thought, and then like afterwards looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, this gives it a lot more life. So this is just your sign that like if something's not working out, then that's just an excuse to get creative. And then I just used some old bed sheets again that I wrapped around it, and I painted it, and I even like shaded it with some black to make it look good. The next day, I wasn't sure if I was gonna wear my Lord Shen costume because I was just so exhausted or whatever. So I was like, well, you know what? Fine, I'll just wear it, but like doing it like low key, whatever. I'm not even bringing the weapon. And I was just trying to walk around and just shop for my last day and just talk with my dad and hang out. And every I think at least 50 people went up to me to tell me how great I did and how amazing my performance was and how like they thought I looked so cool and everything. And that was just such a surreal experience to be like, not only do these people think my costume is cool, but like they recognize me and they think I'm cool. Like, and it's really frustrating when the awards ceremony hasn't happened yet and people are telling you, oh, I expect you to win, I want you to win, and you're trying to not get your hopes up. My first intermediate masquerade, I got, my name got called for a workmanship award, a craftsmanship award for construction. So I'm guessing this is for like the feathers. And I'm really proud of the wings, but I thought what I did best was the performance. But yeah, I just remember thinking like, oh wait, my wings were cool? Wait, did you guys see me on stage? That was way cooler than my wings. What are you guys talking about those? But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I guess when you work on something for so long, you just don't think they're as cool as like what people see. But then that didn't matter because I got best in class for my performance. I was like freaking out. I was so happy and it was very fun. One thing that is like especially cool about doing masquerades is you just make buddies with whoever like is the entry before or after you because you're all sitting together. So it was really cool meeting new people and just like talking with them and like seeing how they made their stuff and whatever. So I made buddies with a Shira and a Captain Britain, which was really cool. And it's also really cool to get inspired by others. So it's really fun, the atmosphere there. Afterwards, we got a well-deserved burger. So that's, oh yeah, one thing that's really cool is that when I'm going with my dad, he buys me stuff. And so that's also cool. Thanks, Dad, for buying me so many stickers. Anyways, I am just rambling. Thank you, Kaylin, for making me do this. Kaylin's my buddy from Germany, and he has a YouTube channel, Six String TV, and he told me, bro, just make a set and film a YouTube video. It's worth it. So this is my set. Hope you're happy with it. Shout out to my mom, though, for redoing the whole basement so I'd have a space to do my costumes in. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this unstructured rant about me and my costume. So maybe I'll do another one for the other costumes I build, but yeah. So that's it. I'm Undertow Lil and I made Lord Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2.